Hello and welcome to the Western Bulldogs podcast, Barclay Street. I was going to say brought to you by someone. It's brought to you by us.
It was still open there.
Sans,
your name here.
Sans sponsorship with my dear friend and co-host Easton Wood.
Great to be back, Bob. Episode 4 on a roll.
Episode 4.
Look at that, time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it?
How are you? Good to see you back out there, my friend.
Absolutely fantastic to be back out there, Bobo. It was an incredible game to be a part of.
Yeah, what was the Good Friday sort of vibe like?
It's always, you know how much fun it is to play on a Friday anyway, but it is great to play for a lovely cause. But I did not see the game going the way that it eventuated. It was a very incredibly powerful performance by the boys and
nailed them to the cross.
Yeah, and every time we got
a little biblical reference there.
Pun. But every time I suppose we didn't get the game looking exactly how we wanted to in the first quarter, but each time we corrected it, we never looked back, and we just got stronger and stronger and stronger as the game went on, and unbelievable to see. The big forward's back, Bobo.
Yeah, the big full forwards
Look at
are
that.
back
Brucey
in
kicking 10. Holy gosh.
What was that like? It was
so
pretty
exciting.
wild
that
to
was amazing.
watch.
I just remember the last one, watching Bailey Williams through the middle of the ground. You could see his head scanning for where Brucey was.
Were you conscious? Did you know how many he was on?
100%. Yeah.
That's
Feed
so
him.
good.
Feed the big fella.
How's he been this week in the locker room?
It's fair to say up and about.
Yeah, is he got a nice little bounce in his step?
Kind of.
Is he a bit of a peacock, Brucey?
No, it's not.
Okay.
But I mean, after 10, you can do whatever you want, can't you?
Imagine kicking 10.
It's enough getting 10 kicks in a week.
Did you ever kick a bag in junior footy?
No. I played as a forward, as you remember, in 2018 for the Dogs.
Not too many.
Did I kick? 0. From 0 kicks to Bobo, straight back.
Look, not all of those experiments have worked. Matty Boyd to half-back
I just
worked.
Wish I kicked
Aaron Norton to full forward worked. Clint Eastonwood to full forward.
Wow.
No.
Swing and a miss, Weston.
Swing and a miss. Talking of Bailey Williams, Western Bulldog supporters be very happy to hear he's signed up.
Oh, how good's that?
A contract extension. You seem unaware about that.
Totally unaware, Tej.
Unaware.
Not with the news.
I think it's a couple
How
of
many
years.
I think Tell me it's 5.
2 years.
I'll give him 5.
I think it's a couple.
Come on, Sammy.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. But that's great news. He's in good touch.
He's in amazing touch. He just keeps getting better and better. Confidence grows. He's super impressive to watch and great to play next to.
Bit of a sour note. The only real sour note was Ryan Gardner goes down with the shoulder.
First 30 seconds almost.
Yeah,
first
it was
minute.
really early.
Did you see the photo of him looking back at the shoulders? An amazing photo. I forget who took it. Hopefully we can get the boys to sort that out. Yeah. But he's looking back and you can just see, I'm no doctor, Bobo, but it was very broken. So I think he's going to miss up to 2 months. Poor guards. He was he's looking great. He's really taken real strides in his game and real shame to have him.
Bit of a
miss.
Time on the ground sponge too, Ryan Gardner.
Yeah, he would play 100%.
Yeah. Is that almost a specific role now? Because we've been in my other world sort of tracking guys who play 100% of game time, and he was one that was a bit of a sponge for that.
I think you're right, and it's going to happen a lot with the key defenders. So it was him and Keithy that were sponging up that time, I suppose. And sometimes the really power wingers that can just have those huge tanks that can keep running. Lockie Hunter and Bailey Smith, they can, not that they'd play 100% of game time, but they will play full quarters at various stages.
You're not the ideal sponge,
probably
because of Laverne and Shirley.
Laverne and Shirley need a bit of a rest at some point during the quarter.
How did the hamstrings go for anyone who doesn't know? Easton's right and left hamstrings are called Laverne and Shirley.
No, they were great. So as you say that, I was started on the bench. So guards went down in the first 30 seconds. So then I played the whole first quarter after that. So they held up fabulously.
I craned my neck close to the TV and I could hear. That was just your hamstrings.
On they go.
Yeah, the dogs in the neighbourhood were waking up towards the end of quarters.
Yeah, they had a fair pitch, but no, they held in there.
They got through okay.
They did, and much better for the run. So looking forward to keeping on building, Bobo.
Just on Josh Bruce's 10, do you know he's only one of 6 players at the Western Bulldogs or Footscray to have kicked 10.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is this the segment we're going to go through those 6, or did you kick 10? There's no way you kicked 10 and you're just trying to shovel that in there.
Really? You're going to go down that path? Am
Well,
I that
it's
shameless?
just, I know how you
already
roll.
missed the cue before I asked you, did you kick a bag, in junior footy, and you just went
Bob's
straight by
upset
you.
I didn't ask him back.
The whole purpose of that question was
set him up.
to wait for the... Okay. No, but not since Simon Beasley in 1987. Kicked 10 goals.
1987, been that long.
Yeah, so it's been that long since a Bulldogs player's kicked 10.
It's great to see, isn't it?
Beasley did it 5 times.
Jeez.
Imagine kicking 10.
I mean, it's a good day, but having that 5 goes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Something else.
Ballarat this week, so we take on the Brisbane Lions, and very excited about our next guest, Stefan Martin, former Lion himself.
Yes.
So we've been
the old mob.
Yeah, we've been keen to get Stef in for a while.
One of the more fascinating individuals in football, Bobbo. I know you love an individual in football. You love someone a bit different,
bit of a different thinker.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's a very highly intelligent thinker, which is a bit abstract for ruckman, as you know. With the ones
is he
come across.
Smart?
Yeah, proper smart.
Proper smart.
Big brain smart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, dear, he might be very underwhelmed.
But not socially inept.
Okay.
So he's got a bit of character as a big boy. Hoping for him to bring that out on the podcast.
Okay.
Got some questions
so he's just downstairs ordering a coffee.
Yeah.
Would he be a sort of a macchiato man? Would he be a piccolo man?
Yeah.
Would he be a long black?
Well, he's...
I'm thinking he'd be a macchiato.
Whatever it is, it's going to be low on milk. He's very conscious about diet and, making sure
it's a pretty impressive physique.
Spends a lot of time in the gym, loves protein.
It'll be good, the three of us actually, all pretty impressive specimens. I got one through. You thought we were just about to wrap it up, and I just got a little jab through. Well, without further ado, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have the big former Lion but current Bulldogs ruckman Stef Martin, the Brainiac.
That's it, can't wait.
Welcome back to the Western Bulldogs podcast, Barclay Street, #Barclay Street for all the hipsters out there, all the gunslingers, all the cool kids. That doesn't include you. That doesn't include you at all, my friend. You just sit there.
That's not news to me, don't worry.
But it is our great pleasure to welcome Stef Martin to Barclay Street podcast. Stef, welcome.
Thanks, Bob. That's not quite the greeting I get from this bloke when I roll in every day.
You look a bit offset, mate. What's happened?
Well, Bob's already shown more respect to me than you have in 4 months.
Gee, this is interesting.
Now, hostile.
Are you denying it?
No, I'm just surprised. We were having a lovely chat.
He's the only
brought
guest.
us a coffee.
Only guest so far to bring us coffee.
He's come in with his shackles on.
And got the order right. He knows I'm a flat white man.
Well, that was from inside intelligence.
I apologise. There's no keep cup because I've heard you are an environmental.
I am
warrior.
It's hipster of the inner north.
He is, very much so.
Yeah, so Northcote, where all hipsters go to die. That's where I am. Representing out there. Yeah. But Stef, I do have to start on a rather unusual note, and I think you'll appreciate it. You're a bit of an avant-garde sort of, think a bit of a left field sort of thinker, an intelligent man. Do we have old beef? Do you and I have old beef?
This is interesting. What have you done?
About our... No, when you were the guest...
There's no way you're picking that fight.
No! that's a good point, well made. But I was thinking, I've got Stef coming on the show, I'm really looking for it. And then I was like, I have this vague, fuzzy flashback, and I'm not even sure if it was your Melbourne days or Brisbane days, but I think we were sort of verbally going out. There was no physical.
There we go.
And it almost drifted into like post-match where we were...
Yeah.
But then I was like, was that Stef?
So I might be conflating two stories here.
Right.
But I remember saying to your mate, Ben Hudson, at Marvel Stadium, which was Etihad then, I'm sure, I said, have fun in your last season. He went on to play for, I think, 2 more clubs. Several more years.
5 more years.
You at Brisbane as well?
Yeah. Oh, no. I took his job at Brisbane.
Even better.
So I don't know if you and I went at something and then Big Hud came in.
He was a big fan of the channel on Ben.
We should dig this up.
Yeah.
Huddo might know.
Yeah, anyway,
I
don't know. Honestly, it's just, when it's just like, I feel nagging. And then I was like, if I don't ask it, I'll never forgive myself. But it might be the same fogginess. It didn't get too personal. It was just...
Wouldn't with me.
No.
No.
It was from a safe distance. I always going to get caught in a
You always got to stack the deck in your favour, don't you, Bob?
How are you, man? How's life as a Bulldog? How are you enjoying being in Melbourne, back in Melbourne, and in the red, white, and blue?
I love it. It's I'm back in Carlton, so around that sort of.
Oh, nice.
Carlton, man.
Nice.
Bob over here.
Yeah, cool.
You might be getting along too well for my liking. I'm starting to feel it might be coming this way to the top of the table.
Do you want to take a spell? Get us another thing.
I'd love to get to know the group. It's pretty quirky bunch, isn't it? I've said that word a lot, but it probably describes it the best. And just the characters here, they're awesome to be around.
Just flesh that out. You go.
I was just going to say, I love your use of the word quirky and our group. And Stef has brought a new element. He's really raised the bar for the vocabulary within the football club.
Okay.
One of our first conversations, he used the word.
How low is the bar?
That's pretty low. It's a football club. But he used the word ruminate in a sentence, and I was rattled, and I was like, I haven't had this level of conversation for, I don't remember. It was probably at school in an English essay trying to impress the teacher, and he just slammed that on us. Ever since, he's actually inspired a word of the day up on the whiteboard in the room due to his highbrow and
football scholar.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
should comment.
Oh, yeah, several comments.
Wasn't a question.
Firstly, you'd think after 14 years I would have learnt how to make friends at a footy club. It's not coming in trying to drop your biggest words. That's probably not the coolest way.
No.
So that's my bad.
Oh, it had me hooked from the start.
Yeah. But secondly, the word of the day is fun. So it has to be used in an organic situation. So you can't just come in load up the night before.
Should we juxtapose today's training drills, coach?
Exactly. Yeah, it's none of that. It has to feel right. It has to be contextual.
Seamless,
it has to be
crowbar it in.
And you wouldn't guess who the first wordsmith was.
Oh, okay. Who would be?
Who was it?
Who was that?
Do you want to guess?
Adam Treloar.
No.
Oh, whack.
If you're thinking wordsmiths,
asked for a guess, and
thanks for
silence.
Trying. If you're thinking guys who you wouldn't expect to come out with a great word.
Zane Cordy.
No.
Are you going to put us out
Is
of
this
the
a good
misery?
podcast?
I'm sure this is highly entertaining.
Libba.
Oh, well, no, you would guess that.
Oh, really? Do I not know him well enough?
Yeah.
That's probably on me, isn't it?
That's good.
He's got a creative writing degree, yeah.
Oh, there you go. Anyway, he was good. Cool.
Yeah.
What was the word?
Ambient.
Yes.
Ambient.
Yes. And it was used, we're about to step out into ambient climate. So that was
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely fabulous.
Oh, I like it. What's happening with the jokes lately? Who's I heard about his Odyssey, joke
Can
Odyssey.
we not bring this up? We had enough time. We don't need to relive it from his perspective. It was just...
For the 10-minute Odyssey that Easton took the group on with his joke, were you on board at any stage, or did your mood change during the joke? Because I've got to say, he's not funny, and I've never found him particularly funny, but I would have been all in on a long joke that goes nowhere on you guys. As each it'd be like going up on the what do they call it, the roller coaster. The longer
the tension builds.
It's a bit like that. It was a bit like that. I try to give my respect to people who are speaking publicly because I know how hard it can be. Did he grab my attention? Not really. But I did respect his delivery. The delivery was great. The substance was the problem.
So surprising.
Yeah.
This is so surprising.
I never got more feedback in my entire life.
Yeah.
1 10-minute bit.
But he delivered it as though it was going to be a great punchline. That's the bit I didn't get.
You've got two options. You start something and you can either finish it or you can lose steam on the way through. And I thought, if I'm out here, I'm getting hung out to dry, I'm ploughing on through it. At least I'll pretend I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Have you had your turn up in front of the group yet?
No, I haven't. I've always known to have one in the chamber just in case. I've got one ready. So.
Well, please.
Not right now.
No,
I should save it.
You did say you had one in the chamber.
Can I repeat it? No, if they hear it, I can't repeat. No,
that's
not rude. It's just... I've only got one, and I don't want to waste it here.
he's got one bullet left in the chain.
Not even lying.
You know what would happen? The football universe, you'd tell us, and we'd have a little, and then you'd go down for some reason. They go, we're doing jokes this afternoon, and Steph, you're right, mate. You just have
joke.
The universe just completely implodes on you.
I tell you, I had one of them last 2 years ago. Fags got.
Oh, this is a fantastic
Have you
story.
heard it?
Yeah,
I'm not a good storyteller, so you should probably tell the story because you're good at that. But you had to get up and give a minute on a random topic.
Right.
We were playing GWS. And first time Fags had tried this. So he thought for some reason that I might be okay at it. So
because
we'll start with a free hit. Someone who speaks well, get up there, get it off to a good roll and start something that we can all get around and enjoy.
His players because so he rigged the thing.
You just get up there and go, ambient.
Mate, it was worse than that. So the topic was who's the funniest player on the list? And I got up there and while I was walking, sometimes you got those doubts, but you're like, nah, when you get there, it'll be okay. Like you'll actually...
Once the red light comes on, that'll be sweet.
I tried to have faith in that. And then I got up in front of, my mates and he started the clock. You got to go 60 seconds. And I didn't even speak.
No, you went silent. I thought you said
I forgot
you went silent.
So the first
my kind of guy.
did not speak. Like the lack of composure was astounding. It went from the boys like loving that I was failing to the look in their eyes. They were just like,
then there's fear.
They felt so sorry for me.
Yeah,
they were like, oh, this poor guy. And I'm doing all this stuff and I'm trying to rack my brain. I'm looking over at Fags and like thinking, oh, you bail me out here. Nah. The full 60 and a bit, I reckon. And it was...
I would have felt like an hour.
You couldn't be silent for 60 seconds.
So I stumbled through some horrible sentences and then it was literally silent. And
I've been loving it.
I'm not exaggerating. I struggled to sleep that night. I played shocking the next day. Like I was thinking about it during the game. Like it's just the most. Yeah.
And did it roll on from there? Was the second person much better at it?
No, so he canned it. It didn't happen again.
Killed it.
Legit, it did not happen again.
One for none.
Yeah.
It's even better.
That's a hard topic though. Like who's the fun?
Well,
it's a bit of a closed sort of. And
it feels a bit like a punishment. Like you roll the dice and you have to get up there and...
Yeah, it was a bit... Dear. It definitely was punishment in the end.
Oh, God.
But,
what a story.
Well, we'll make it a little bit easier for you today. Right. We've got a few stock questions that we like to ask every guest that we get on. We'll get to those in a sec. But Easton's got some questions sent in by the fans because they were pretty excited when they heard that you were coming on the show. And we do really appreciate you coming on. So thanks for sending them into hashtag Barclay Street, all you cool kids out there.
We've got some great questions, as you said, Bobo, but I do have one that I have wanted to...
I've
brought into Barclay Street and it's popped up here on the page, so I might just go off my own bat.
Easton Wood.
Yep, correct.
Send into hashtag Barclay Street.
Give it a follow. Is it true that you are driving your original car you bought as an 18-year-old and continue? Is that a VE Commodore 14 years old, 15 years old?
Kind of disingenuous phrasing it as a question when you know damn well it's true. Is this how it works in the biz?
It couldn't have been more loaded if he was spinning the chamber.
Yeah. Upward inflection. Is this? Yeah.
It would have been better if you just went, nah.
Yeah, I should have.
Like, no.
We literally talked about this in the shower 5 minutes ago. I've learnt something about you.
I just wanted to make sure you're prepared, mate.
The shower block.
He doesn't deny
sanctity of the shower.
It's true. Yeah, so I drive a car that it was my first. I bought it when I was 18.
Yeah.
It's been a loyal companion.
Yeah.
Probably worth $500 in scrap metal.
So what is it's a VE Commodore
VZ?
Holden Commodore Reclaim, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
Black in colour.
Yeah.
A key feature is that he needs to put his window down to open the door to get out. So,
and is it a?
I haven't been able to catch you in the act of doing that yet. You do wait for everyone to leave the vicinity.
Yeah, actually, I park right at the back.
I'm intrigued by this. So is it born out of laziness? Can't be bothered getting another car. Is there a sort of a companionship here between you and the car? Have you sort of humanised this car that's like your sort of buddy? Or is it sort of hipster ironic?
Great word. You like that word? Yeah, anthropomorphic. It's not none of the latter two. I don't So this is weird. I've thought about this question. I don't know why I haven't got a new car. I'm not against it.
Yeah.
If at the risk of getting too deep.
Oh, please get deep.
So I think about things like, will it move the needle? So like I worry a little bit about getting caught in the trap of upgrading, especially possessions.
Yeah.
And then just rising to that level, and that's what's now required to make you happy. So, and then that's just a race that you. I don't think you can win that race. Yeah.
Yeah.
Having said that, I'm not like, one day I probably will drive a nice car, but I'm just mindful of that.
You're mindful of just not constantly chasing.
Yeah, because I think it's a bit of a cycle that you don't win.
Yeah. Asking for a friend. I mean, what if your first car was a Holden Barina? Because it's a bit close to home for me. But,
is that right?
I mean, I know there's not chasing, but I really had to upgrade. There's only so long you can drive a Cool Mint with wheels. It's like, so I hear you. I take it on board. I was always going to upgrade.
Imagine I knew that when we had our stoush.
You big dumb right? How's you Holden Barina? I'll be good. Leave me alone.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Mommy. What else you got for us?
Well, we've got, I don't actually know who this is in from. Laura Harvey. She's asked, what have you noticed about the Bulldogs dynamic compared to the Lions dynamic?
It's a dangerous question because you don't want to. Yeah.
Some people say footy clubs are all the same.
Yeah.
But they are and they aren't.
Yeah.
Was it quite a big adjustment to the locker room?
So little things were bigger than I thought, like the way you receive communication about your day's events, like your scheduling and stuff. Like that actually was pretty different and sort of took a while to get used to, which doesn't sound like it's a big deal. Yeah, I mean, the groups have their own like identity and feel, which I'm sure like you could talk much more about, but it's really hard to put it into words. I have been asked.
Are there certain roles filled though? It's like, okay, there's the intellects, there's the rat bags, there's the jocks, there's the preppies. Is it a bit like that?
Probably is. Yeah. Again, I don't know. You do find that those characters exist.
Yeah.
But we've got a lot of there's a lot of cheeky guys around, isn't there? So we've got a dominance of that. But
yeah.
I thought I might get asked this, and I would have to sit down to actually spell it all out.
Well, I suppose it's still relatively early days.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Since you've been at the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
How are you going with the theme song? You got that locked away? You get the... I shot that bullet, but he loaded the gun. He loaded the gun.
I thought it was a bit presumptuous to go. So I knew he gave me heat after the week before because he'd basically done an ISO on Martin post game, just watching the list.
I wasn't playing, so I had the benefit of sitting back and watching the boys sing a great song after a great victory against the Eagles, and my eyes just happened to go on to Steph, and I just noticed that the lip syncing was way out. He probably was about
Shades
50,
of Travis
50.
Cloak. Shades of Travis Cloak.
And it was the nodding and the trying to avoid eye contact at all times.
It was all of those things. I thought I was doing fabulous. Better than I obviously did. But I went into the following week, this last week gone, and I thought it was a bit presumptuous to go away and study the words. You don't want to assume that you're going to win the game or whatever. So, and then I thought
we just happened to find ourselves opposite on singing the song, and I had
he
great
wore a
joy.
GoPro and he videoed the whole thing. So.
That's excellent.
Fabulous.
Yeah. Have you got one more for us? Give us one more, and then I want to.
Probably a good segue from the talking about the characters in our group. We've got a question here from Dill Bill, who's asked who's the strangest character in the playing group at the moment.
That's Melbourne Cup field. That is a Melbourne Cup field. Which type of weird?
Yeah,
go with?
Got it a lot. I'm going to go back to Libba, but it's I don't know. It's not that. It's not in a. It's in a great way. Like he's witty. He's so witty in this unconventional style. I can't help but laugh at him. I reckon he needs to be on here with you guys a lot because he's that funny. He was telling me before he mumbled everything and no one could hear him. It's very self-deprecating.
There's a lot of
so much going on.
That's
so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like opening up a grandfather clock and there's chimes and bells and things spinning and it's all happening behind the eyes.
Yeah, agreed. Like you get these memes that come out from footy clubs and usually it's a mole like in the group. I reckon Libba would be the perfect guy to come up with these quirky sort of memes because like it's exactly his humour.
All right, thank you for those fan questions. Keep them coming, guys. We've got a special edition of Barclay Street planned for next week, but we'll keep you in the loop with that. But thanks for the questions. They're worth their weight in gold. We do have a couple of stock questions we asked Steph just to kind of keep an eye on you guys.
No bullets in the chamber on this one.
This is sort of open-ended. This is open-ended. There's no minute clock here. We're not going to send you into post-traumatic stress or anything like that. The Chicago Bulls documentary, The Last Dance, I assume, did you watch it?
I did, yeah.
I think most people did, certainly most athletes did. If we take Michael Jordan out of it, which character from the documentary did you find yourself most kind of interested by?
Phil Jackson, just the philosophy around treating players differently.
Yeah.
The debate around do you treat everyone the same or cater to your cattle, and the way he treated Rodman.
Yeah.
So I think it would be him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's been an evolution in the football world for a better want of a better term?
Yeah, I do. I think previous regimes I've been under that they went broad brush approach and.
Yeah.
I do. Now you got to be careful. Like it's all very nuanced decisions, I think. And delivery is everything. But I've seen many examples of coaches since.
Yeah.
Catering to specific players and deficiencies and so forth, that type of thing.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's the first one to answer, Phil Jackson, which is
we've had. It's been a Rodman fest.
Yeah, it has been a Rodman fest. I'm pleased to hear a bit of Phil. I would have had you pegged as a Phil Jackson guy.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah,
for what it's worth, that's a compliment.
Thank you.
Things are improving.
So,
who would you have gone?
Got to be Rodman. He's the most fascinating thing I've ever seen.
I think he was the least interesting.
How can you do what he did and perform at that level? Mind blowing. And not have fallout from the team or the players. Maybe we just didn't see that, but
I think maybe with the hindsight of time, it's a bit. Now it's sort of funny.
Rose-coloured glasses.
And they won.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe at the time it was a bit like, really, Vegas? Really?
Have to go and get you? Come on, mate.
What was the movie that terrified you as a kid?
Scary. Was it called Scary Movie? No, that was two. So then the one that was Scream. So
Hello, Sydney.
Yeah, it was a mess. Like when I was an adolescent.
The opening scene's terrifying.
Yeah, it is. I got home after school one day. I was pretty young, and I was home alone, and it was raining.
Oh no!
And I just watched a film, and mum or dad was due home soon, but I couldn't take it, and so I was like, nah, all right. So you just got the thing about like walking upstairs, and once you do that, you're done. So I'm just like, nah, okay. So it was raining outside, and I walked out and stood in the driveway until someone got home because I scared myself into a state. Yeah.
And you felt safest in the driveway in the rain?
Yeah, well, safer being outside because you know how they work. Like if you're inside and you go upstairs, you're cooked.
Yeah, and you trip on the stairs.
Yeah, so I was 18 at the time. So just been attracted. I had some maturity to do.
The Scream mask still stands up to this day. Yeah, still terrifying.
So scary.
If anyone hasn't watched it, for the youngsters out there, put it on. Yeah. Enjoy the opening.
I wonder how it's aged.
That's a good question. I reckon I watched it not that long ago. I think it's held up pretty well. It's a bit 90s, but...
Why'd you watch it?
Just a bit of a nostalgia victim, I am, yeah. Nice. For that reason, sort of like, well, that was terrifying when I was a kid. I wonder if it still is terrifying.
Yeah.
Yep, can confirm. Still scary, even though I knew who was doing what and all that. Last one from me, Steph.
Yep.
You've been very generous with your time. So you mentioned you live in Carlton. Are there any opposition players that live in your neighbourhood? Have you spotted anyone? That's not a real sort of football suburb hangout.
Nah.
Easton likes to hang out with a lot of league footballers and affluent people because it makes him feel secure and it sort of puts air in his tyres a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Once he had a look at my car, he said boo. Yeah.
Painting me.
I haven't seen anyone around there.
Oh, wow.
Nah, I haven't.
Does that are you happy with that? Do you kind of like to be football's there and then life's over here?
Yeah, 100%. And there's certain suburbs, I think, where they're a bit more footy supporting suburbs. And so, I mean, Carlton tends to be a bit less that way, I think. So
you don't get hassled too much on the street?
Not me, nah. I'm sure, some other blokes would for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But very happy in my pocket there.
Well, mate, we love having you in our colours, the red, white and blue. Apologise for whether we did have beef or not all those years ago. I think we can safely blame it or lay it at the feet of Ben Hudson. Yes. He would have been involved somehow. He would have been stoking the fires. So we're good now. Just going to hold hands with you while we... thanks so much for coming on Barclay Street. Appreciate your questions, Easton. Good to see you back out there.
Thanks, Bobo. Great
Laverne and Shirley made it through the right and left hamstrings. Got a very special episode coming up next week. You're having a spell. You've
got to rest. Laverne and Shirley need a rest. Have a spell, and I'll be back.
The hamstrings are even susceptible to podcasting, so just need to recharge. So keep your eyes and ears open for that. Otherwise, good luck in Ballarat at Mars Stadium this week, where we take on the Lions, your old mob, and we're going to give them a bit of a smashing. So good luck and thanks for stopping by.
Awesome,
Bye-bye. Cheers.